good to go. That was not what I was expecting, but awesome. So, it's Saturday evening. This is my living room. The lighting's not great, but it's going to have to do for the time being. And this is Ramblings. Free association, I call it. So, whatever occurs to me at the time. The topic here and now is there because that's the last thing I did a video about, so on this channel anyway. Right, let me see if I can correct the sound just a little bit because I'm getting some doubling up of the sound, so let's have a look. Right. Try that doesn't even seem to be working. Right, try this. Check 1 2, no. Alright, webcam camera and webcam microphone. That's the best I can do for the time being. So I've got a bit of an echo, but it should be alright. I'm probably better off without these actually. I'll just do it and hope for the best. And if it goes out and it's decent quality, I'll keep it, and if it's not, I'll take it off. But up to now, we're doing okay with the bandwidth, so welcome to Free Association. Let me move this around as well a little bit. There we go. So welcome to Free Association, Saturday evening. I did a pretty good show this afternoon, it has to be said. That's a place to start, isn't it? 4 o'clock on freedomslips.com on Studio B, UK time. 11 AM Eastern time. I thought it was a good show. It came together really easily yesterday. I went over to my local coffee shop, which is in the railway station in this particular city. I live not very far away from there, so that I tend to go there quite regularly. So I had a cup of coffee and I sat down. I had a whole lot of gear in my backpack to do a live stream and sit and think about stuff, and I ended up just using the phone and having a conversation with somebody on Facebook. I posted a picture of Klaus Schwab of the World Economic Forum, contrasted with Ernst Blofeld. So like Klaus Schwab on one side, Blofeld on the other, on Facebook, and it prompted a conversation. I was pleasantly surprised by the amount of conversation I got from that particular picture. From a woman who I wouldn't have expected to have the point of view that she has, but the conversation itself was quite interesting, and it prompted me to do a 15-minute monologue on Rumble when I got back home. I had a couple of pints as well. I had a coffee and then 2 pints of Moretti over there, because it's a bar as well. It's a cafe bar. And then I got home and I felt like doing a monologue. So I did 15 minutes off the top of my head, based around James Bond and Klaus Schwab. And it worked. It worked really nicely as a monologue. It's a bit long for me, 15 minutes, but I normally do 10 minutes fairly easily, but 15 I struggle with, but yesterday I didn't. It was really nice and easy. It was a nice flow to it. So I played that on the radio this afternoon, along with a clip of a guy who was on the COVID investigative committee for the Lancet, whose name escapes me just at the moment. It was an interview on the Grey Zone from a couple of weeks ago. His name will come back to me, but I've forgotten at the moment. Can't remember. An academic. Ooh, no, it's gone. The name's gone. But he's on the Grey Zone from the 8th of October. It's on Odyssey, if you want to go and have a look. And that was about half an hour. So I had 16 minutes plus about another half an hour. And then I just did the last 10 minutes, last 12 minutes live. And just talked about my life and this week and all the things that people normally talk about when they're doing radio or whatever. But it flowed really nicely, and I think that was a result of yesterday, because I didn't really have a video clip in mind, but that came really easily this morning as well. It seemed like a perfectly logical thing, because I was talking about the Nord Stream gas pipeline sabotage, and this was in part was a conversation about the Nord Stream gas pipeline sabotage. So it flowed really nicely for 45 minutes, and then the last 10 minutes was me just kind of bringing things together. So hopefully it's another positive show. Last week was a good show as well. I enjoyed it. I'm enjoying the shows really, really well this time round. It's always October, November time. I enjoy them when I've got a good flow going. September, October, November, I get a good flow going. It might ease off in December, but December was okay last year, I think, if I remember rightly. I was doing a lot of podcasts last year in December. I kind of took over everything really, because the mass formation idea was about to take hold, to take root. So I was promoting that as a basis for a conversation, and I still think it's a valid idea. I do definitely think it's a valid idea. I know a lot of people are suspicious of Robert Malone these days, but I think in that particular case he was onto a good idea. I can't speak for the other things that he says or for his credentials or anything like that, but I know a good idea when I hear one, and that was a good idea, definitely. Alright, I think I'm going to leave it there, just because even though I've got a big green square on this live stream, I don't trust it, and it says there's no dropped frames, so I'm suspicious of that. So I'm going to watch the video and make sure, and then maybe